Welcome back to Good Day Northern Michigan, and it's a good day for some new interior decorating with an award-winning international interior designer.
We want to welcome author and interior designer John Robert Wiltgen to Good Day Northern Michigan. John, tell us a little bit about your line of work and how you got your start.
How I got my start. I turned left when I should have turned right, probably. I was manager of a Glidden paint store when I was 17 years old and decided that that was not going to contribute to the creative profession that I would like to have had. And so I went to design school for a little while, got kicked out, and hung a shingle on the door.
Okay, and so that's how you got started in interior design. So what does it take to be a successful interior designer? What contributes to your success?
A lot of hard work. I think that people don't realize that when you are running your own business, you're running it 7 days a week, 24/7.
Tell us a little bit about your projects, John. Do you have a favorite one that stands out to you, one that's very close to your heart, very near and dear to you?
Oh, God, you know what? So many, because I had really great clients. But I had a project in Nigeria, in Africa. And for 3 years, I traveled back and forth. And I really loved that project because it exposed me to an entirely different culture that I had never worked with before. And so it meant that I had to spend a lot of additional time just analyzing the needs of these people. Whereas, after a while here in the States, whether I was working in Chicago or New York or in LA, people's needs were the same, but in Africa, people's needs were quite different. This estate that I designed from the ground up was 40,000 square feet on 2 acres. It had a water purification system. We had to have water storage facilities. We buried a 10,000-gallon diesel tank underground to service the generator because why? The electricity went out 3 or 4 times a day. There had to be rooms or housing for 25 bodyguards. So it was a very different project than what I was used to doing here.
It sounds like there's a lot of different aspects that goes into your job. It's not just paint swatches and hanging wallpaper and picking countertops and that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of aspects that you have to think about. So what are some of the things that go into your work?
Well, not only did I do work on the interior of homes once they had been erected, but I had actually designed homes from the ground up. And many times also my firm acted as the general contractor, because since we generated the drawings, we knew best what the intent of those drawings were and could make certain that the work was being done the way we had specified it.
Now, John, you are also...
So we started...
Go ahead. Go ahead and let you finish.
No, I was just going to say, so we started building the house, then we were selecting all the finishes for the interior, then we were, if there was any money left, doing the furniture and furnishings, and even the artwork.
Now, John, we mentioned you're also an author, in addition to being an interior designer. Tell us a little bit about the written work that you've taken on.
I've written a book called The Candy in My Pocket. It is my memoir, and it has several different storylines going through it. But I was diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic when I was 8 years old, back in, I don't want to tell you how far back it was, because it was a while ago. But my story is really for other diabetics to understand what not to do. That's what my book is about, is don't do what I did, do what I say. I was not a good patient. I was not a good diabetic. I didn't do the things that you were supposed to do. I was more rebel. And so as a result of that comes a myriad of complications that I've had to endure. And, they were numerous enough that that in itself could have been my career, but I melded that with the work that I did, and my work was really my escape from when I first started my business. I was totally blind for 4 years, and it's kind of hard to be a designer when you can't see anything. I went from that to a year later needing a kidney transplant, which I've had for 36 years, which is like amazing. Because at the time when I had it, I was told that it would last for 12 to 15 years. So 36 years later is such a gift, and I'm really blessed. Then there was heart disease, and then there was cellulitis and osteomyelitis, which eventually resulted in me having one of my legs chopped off. I should say amputated. That probably sounds better. That's what my mom always says. And so you put that all together, and it's a time-consuming disease to have to battle. And while I was battling all of those different complications, I was working full time. I was still putting in 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week.
I was just going to ask you, how does this all affect your work and how you do it?
Well, I will say that I was fortunate in that I had a great staff, and so they were very helpful in times when I should have been on a job and wasn't, and so I sent somebody else who was qualified. But when your clients are paying for you, they don't necessarily want to see somebody else.
For sure, for sure. Interior designer and author John Robert Wiltgen, thank you so much for joining us on Good Day, and we wish you all the best.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Have a great one.
You too. Thank you.